Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my entire Chanel collection, from SLGs to other accessories, shoes, handbags, pretty much every single thing that I own from the fashion house Chanel. I thought this might be a really good time to do this video because for once I don't actually have anything from Chanel that is on my wish list. So I'm actually really content with my Chanel collection as it stands at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you aren't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to consider subscribing and joining my YouTube family. So let's get right into the collection. I'm gonna start with the smallest physical items, accessories, and then I'm gonna go through my SLGs, shoes, then finally handbags. Starting with the accessories, I've got 4 pairs of earrings, 1 brooch, 1 necklace, and 1 pair of sunglasses. So let me show you the very first pair of earrings I ever bought from Chanel back in 2013-ish, I think it was. And to this day, these are still one of my favorite earrings to wear because it is still actually quite subtle. So these are the first pair of Chanel earrings I ever bought. So they're very simple stud earrings in the pale gold color, which is my favorite kind of hardware color because it goes with gold, silver, or even rose gold hardware on your bag or even your other accessories. This particular pair is in solid metal with the classic quilting through it. So beautiful detail, but I love the fact that it has no stones or pearls that can fall out because that definitely frequently happens with Chanel costume jewelry. So this is a really easy maintenance pair and I absolutely love all the details on it. Since I started with the very first pair of earrings I ever bought, let's just go in the chronological order. So the second pair of Chanel earrings I ever bought are these ones. These ones are actually in the silver tone with tiny little crystals. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up very well. These are tiny little earrings. I got these in Korea a few years ago at the airport, so I got them duty free. And these were actually quite reasonably priced at the time. This was about 5 or 6 years ago, and I think I paid about 200 Australian dollars. These days you just can't get Chanel earrings for that kind of price, whatever the style. So I'm definitely happy to have a few pairs in my collection that were actually quite affordable. The reason I added this pair to my collection at the time was because my only other pair of Chanel earrings were in the gold tone hardware, although it is pale gold, and I just wanted to add something in the silver tone. And I generally like stud earrings because they're easygoing and subtle, and I just loved how cute and little these were, so these came home with me all the way from Korea. The third pair of earrings I bought were definitely an impulse purchase. I wasn't looking for anything, but I was in the city shopping and I just went into Chanel at Westfield in Sydney and I saw these and I just couldn't resist because of the crystal colors. How beautiful are these? These are, again, one of my favorite pairs of earrings of all times. It is in the gunmetal color, so it is really cool and edgy. And the crystals are kind of multicolored, so these earrings definitely look a lot more dressy than the other 2 stud earrings that I've got, and these are definitely larger as well. So I'm gonna show you the size comparison on screen now. So I just love the variety that this pair added to my collection. And just the colorway, I just thought it was stunning. Just love the fact that these can dress up so easily. The last pair of earrings in my collection, I've actually revealed on this channel a couple of years ago. They're in there because I usually keep them in the box. I rarely wear them because they're very dressy, but I just love how dangly they are. So this is my last pair of Chanel earrings in my collection. These are the only dangly earrings that I've got. As you can see, I generally love stud earrings and that's usually my style, but when I saw these dangly earrings, I just loved all the pearl details, and it is again in the pale gold color, which is my favorite type of hardware like I mentioned before. And I just thought there was a place in my collection for a pair of sort of more statement earrings, and for a pair of statement earrings from Chanel costume jewelry line. These were actually fairly priced, so a lot of their dangly earrings go for at least 1,000 Australian dollars, which I don't really want to spend more than $1,000 on a pair of costume jewelry earrings. But these ones were around 880 Australian dollars if I remember correctly, and I just thought that was a really fair price for something with so many details. I know still very pricey, but relatively these were more affordable. So yep, these I picked up from Bondi Westfield back in 2018. So yeah, that is the last pair of earrings in my collection. Next up is the only brooch in my collection from Chanel. It is of a medium size, so it is not one of their large brooches and it's not tiny either, so it's a good medium size. And the running theme here is it is also in the pale gold color, and it's got two different types of crystals in there. So it's got the white crystals as well as some of the darker crystals, and I just think that that makes the brooch a lot more interesting. And I also love all the details on that metal as well. So the metal edges have little details, little folds. I bought this in New York back in 2017 when I was there with one of my good friends, and I picked it up from Saks Fifth Avenue, the Chanel boutique inside there, and I believe I paid $350 at the time. To be really honest, I don't really wear this brooch much at all because I don't know if I'm a brooch person, but I just love having one in my collection. So we'll see if I can incorporate this brooch into more of my outfits, but so far, in the last 3 years, I probably worn it only once or twice. The last piece of costume jewelry in my collection is a necklace. As you can see in comparison to my hand, it is quite a large pendant, and I got this back in 2016, I think it was, and paid 640 Australian dollars. It's got two length settings, so it's got the long setting and then it's got a shorter setting as well, as most Chanel necklaces do. And I just love how much of a statement this necklace makes. And to show you up close, I really love the pearl finish with the quilting detail as well, which is quintessentially very Chanel. And it's again in the pale gold color. And I love the fact that it's got no stones or pearls that can fall out. Again, it is a solid piece with no little bits that can fall out. And I do think that you can actually wear it on the other side too, because it is just plain gold with some strokes on it. So I definitely have worn this necklace both ways. So reversible. So yeah. This is my last piece of costume jewelry in my collection. The last item on my accessories list is my only pair of Chanel sunglasses. I didn't know which category to put this, so I just grouped it with the accessories. I love the Chanel sunglasses case. It is in this beautiful leather with the little CC logo there. And these are my only pair of Chanel sunglasses. It is a very classic style with just the black frames, and on the arms, it's just in the silver color with, again, quilting details and the tiny little CC logo over here. I just love the quilting impressions on the metals. I just think it is very signature for Chanel. So these I picked up from David Jones in the city in Sydney a couple of years ago. I just think these are just very classic, won't go out of fashion, and I think it does suit my face shape quite well and very comfortable to wear. As you guys know, because I do have the Asian nose, I always go for styles with the little nose pads because it's a lot more adjustable. So yeah, they sit very comfortably on my face. And it also came with the soft pouch as well. And it's just a very simple pouch that just says Chanel at the front there. I just love having the option of using a soft pouch for mini bags because the actual hard case is sometimes a little bit too bulky, takes up too much space and doesn't fit in really small bags. So yeah, love the fact that it comes with the soft pouch as well. Let's start with the SLGs now. I've got 4 SLGs from Chanel. Starting from the very smallest item, it is the flat card holder in that classic black caviar leather with gold CC logo at the front. It is very well loved. I bought this just before my New York trip back in 2017, I believe. And at the time it retailed for 400 Australian dollars. It's just got 4 slip pockets. So one pocket here. And then when you turn it around to the back, it's got 2 card slots. And then it's just got a larger slot in the middle there as well. So being a leather piece, it actually fits quite a few cards. Mine's a little bit stretched because I used to put 2 cards at the front here and 1 card in each of the back slots and a couple of cards in the middle. So if I just put 1 card per slot, it does feel a little bit loose. I don't really use this card holder that much anymore because I do prefer my Saint Laurent card holder, but it's still a very beautiful piece. The second smallest SLG in my collection is the flap card holder. So this is another card holder. I got this in 2018 while I was in Hong Kong with mom, and she actually bought this for me. And this is in a beautiful lambskin leather in, again, black color, and it is just their classic smaller flap card holder style. The front looks like that. The back, this is an old version, so it doesn't have a back pocket. I believe that Chanel updated this card holder design and the newer ones now come with a back pocket as well, like a little slip pocket. But when I purchased it, they didn't have that. And to open it up, it's just got one larger gusseted compartment. You can fit quite a few cards in there actually. And then there's one sleeve pocket at the front for your probably most frequently used card as well. And it's got the beautiful burgundy fabric lining inside. The lambskin is just so soft from this season, and it does hold a lot of sentimental value to it, but I don't really use it that much. So again, it is a beautiful piece, but yeah, not one that I use that much. Next up is the O case in the small size. You guys all know my problem with this O case. It was on my wish list for 2019 and I bought this April, I think, of last year or even March, and I was just so happy to add this to my collection. But I've said it in a few different videos, I haven't used it at all since I bought it. I tried to use it once, but it just doesn't really serve much of a function in my collection. So it's still got the protective sticker on there. Don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful piece again, and I just really especially love this color. It is in this beautiful milkshake pink color in the lambskin, and it's got the antique brushed gold hardware, which I love. It is just a very simple design pouch. And a lot of people use it for a wallet, a card holder, and a little catch-all, but I feel like I've got better items in my collection that will serve each of those purposes. And it's just got a zip closure. I do actually love that detail at the end of the zipper. It's got that Chanel CC logo at the end of the zipper there, so that's beautiful. And on the inside is just one compartment, and it's fabric lined. So this one I don't use at all, so I'm thinking of moving this on maybe. I'm still thinking about it because it is so beautiful, but yeah, I feel like I need to move this on. The last SLG in my collection is my oldest SLG. It is an older style wallet from Chanel. This is now discontinued. I think it was just called the French wallet. It is a compact wallet style. They've got newer styles of compact wallets now, and I have actually tried one of them and I sold it on because I really prefer the layout of this one a lot more than the newer style compact wallets. This has been so well loved. When I bought this, I used this straight for 2 to 3 years, and you can see the wear and tear on it because it is in the lambskin. It's just so beaten up, but I still really love it. So there's the silver CC logo there. This, I'm not going to show you too much, but that is the coin compartment. It is so dirty inside because it is fabric lined. And then on the other side, there's actually the bill and card area. So you put your bills there and then you put your cards there. There are 6 card slots in total and 2 slip pockets behind each of the sections there. So you can actually fit quite a bit in this wallet, but yeah, I've retired this wallet and I still really like having it in my collection. Moving on to the shoes, I've got 6 pairs of shoes. So first up are these black espadrilles, and this is probably my most worn designer shoes in my entire collection. I bought this back in 2016. It is in the beautiful black tweed sort of finish, and it's got little sequins making it a little bit sparkly, and the cap toes are in lambskin with the little CC logo at the front there. I do find these very comfortable, and being an all black pair, it is actually very easy to style, and I just love how understated they are. If you look closely, you can see the Chanel logos, but other than that, they look pretty subtle in my opinion compared to a lot of the other designer shoes. And since I live in Australia, in Sydney, our winters are so mild, so this pair can take me through all the seasons. So obviously very appropriate for spring, summer, autumn, but even in winter, they do not look out of place at all because we don't really get snow or anything like that. And then these are my other pair of espadrilles. I bought these at the same time as my black pair, but I haven't worn this nearly as much as the black pair. The black pair is just so much easier for me to style. This pair is in the classic beige and black cap toe colorway, and it's a little bit more loud with the large CC logos, but being tonal, it's not like a contrast CC logo. It's still pretty subtle. So unless you're looking really closely, I guess it is still not too loud in terms of logo. It might be the colorway, because the Chanel beige color is a very ladylike color that is very classic. I feel like maybe in this sort of casual shoe, I don't really reach for them because whenever I want to wear my beige Claire bag, I'm usually a bit more dressed up. So I don't really go for these because I've got two other pairs in this exact color combination that look a lot better with more dressy outfits. So that might be the reason. These are just as comfortable as the black pair, but I've probably only worn these a handful of times. So still in very, very new condition. Next up, I've got two pairs of mules, so I'm going to show you them together. So I also bought these at the same time as well because I couldn't decide which color to go for because I just loved both of them. I have to say I haven't worn them that much because in general I feel like I don't really wear heels that often. These aren't too high. These are only around 8 centimeters in heel height, but yeah, these are very dressy shoes, and I guess I don't really dress up that often, but I love the pointy toes. They're actually very flattering to your legs when you wear them. They really elongate your legs, especially the beige one, because the beige color does somewhat function as a nude color as well, and I just love the fact that both of them have these beautiful pearl details on the heel there with the Chanel CC logo on the pearl as well in the pale gold color. So this is exactly the same as well. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful pairs of shoes, but I don't really wear them much, but I really love them. Next up are these pair of classic slingbacks. These were so popular a couple of years ago, and when I first saw them, I didn't actually really love them because I felt like they looked a little bit grandma-y and a little bit too old-fashioned, especially with that sort of a block heel that is kind of like a kitten heel height. I just thought that they looked really old lady. But there was one time that I went into the Chanel boutique here in Sydney on Castlereagh Street, and for some reason I wanted to just try them. I don't even know why. I think it was because I wanted a pair of designer shoes that were easier to walk in, that still had a bit of a heel height, and I was actually looking for something that didn't have a really skinny heel because skinny heels always get damaged whenever you're walking and you get stuck in a pothole or something like that, and most of my skinny heels on my designer shoes are scuffed. So I think I was looking for an easier maintenance pair that still gave me a bit of a height boost. Yeah, I went in and tried these, and as soon as I tried them, they were so flattering on the feet. The way they wrap around their feet made my feet look so nice. So I finally caved, and again I unboxed these on my channel as well a couple of years ago. I have worn these quite a few times and I do really enjoy them. It took me a couple of goes to break into them. So initially the straps at the back were really digging into my feet, but after that I was completely broken into them. It is in lambskin as well, so at the moment they're pretty comfortable to wear, and I just love the CC detail on the side there as well. Again, I think that these are quite understated. These don't have any other branding other than the tiny little logo on the side, so yeah, it doesn't really scream designer, and these are in a very classic style, so I'm definitely glad to have them in my collection now. And then the last pair of shoes in my collection, I got these at the beginning of this year. This was part of Chanel's Boxing Day sale from last year, and these were still available when I went into Chanel early January this year. These are just very classic pumps in the black and in that tweed material, again very similar to my espadrilles, but it doesn't have the sequins, but it's just got some metallic threads through them. So these still have a little bit of a sparkle to them, but not too much, and it's just got that very signature cap toe at the front, but kind of blends in because the cap toe and the rest of the shoe are all in the black. And again, the branding is very subtle. So on the one side, you've got the CC logo. On the other side, it just says Coco Chanel in the runny writing. So unless you're a fan of Chanel, you wouldn't really recognize these either. And the heel height, in my opinion, is perfect. It is around 9 centimeters, but the heels are slightly on the chunkier side. So these are actually very comfortable to walk in. I've worn these a few times this year. I mean, we haven't really been going out during COVID anyway, so I haven't had that many chances to wear any of my shoes. But yeah, even then, I actually got a few wears out of these, and these I scored on 40% off sale. So I think I picked them up for just over 600 Australian dollars from the full price of over $1,000. So definitely a good score. And this is not like a trendy item or anything. So if you come across a classic looking pair like this from Chanel sale, I definitely think it is a really good score to actually snap them up during their sale. Now moving on to handbags, I've got 5 Chanel handbags left in my collection after my big downsize at the beginning of the year, and I feel like there's enough variety in these 5 bags. So again, unless I come across a bag that I just really love, I don't foresee myself really adding another Chanel bag to my collection. So not in any particular order, I'm just gonna grab what I see. So the first bag I've got here is the Coco handle bag in the size small. I believe these come in 3 different sizes. So this is the middle size. There's a mini, which is really cute, which is very popular because of the mini bag trend. And then there's this size, and then there's one larger, and that one I think is just called the medium size. This is in the older style, which means it's just got more luxurious features in my opinion. It has full leather lining on the inside. From what I've heard, the current models actually have fabric lining, which is a bit of a shame because I definitely love the leather interior in my luxury bags. And this one also has the exotic lizard handle, and now apparently it's just a lizard imprint, so they don't actually do exotic handles on Coco Chanel bags or any exotic bags for that matter. So I'm so glad I got this when I did. I paid 5,200 Australian dollars at the time I picked this up, which was a very good price point for a Chanel bag that had this many classic features. And it also comes with a detachable shoulder strap as well, so you can use it as a very classic looking top handle bag as well as a shoulder bag. The shoulder strap's not adjustable, so it is a little bit short to use as a crossbody bag in my opinion, but still a very nice feature to have. And this particular one is in the brushed gold hardware. I think it is beautiful, and at the back there it's got the classic back pocket as well. So yeah, I definitely don't see this leaving my collection at any point because I just love this older style. Next up is my beloved square mini bag in the black lambskin with the pale gold hardware. Again, I just love that pale gold hardware because it is so versatile. I don't even think that I need to rave about this bag anymore because I talked about this bag so many times. The best versatile value for money bag if you are looking for a classic looking bag from Chanel, because all of their other bags are just so pricey relatively. This is still a good purchase, I feel, and it makes for an excellent casual day bag as well as an evening bag as well. Although it's got the CC turn lock there, it's still more subtle than some of their other classic bags. So yeah, absolutely love it. It is again fully leather lined. It's got a shoulder strap, which because I'm not very tall, I can actually use it as a shoulder bag as well as a crossbody bag, a bit of a shorter crossbody bag. And I bought this back in 2017 for 3,500 Australian dollars. Yeah, definitely a bag that I'm gonna have in my collection for a very long time, for the foreseeable future anyway. Next up is my older Chanel bag in my collection. You guys have seen this in my bag collection videos before. It is a seasonal style from 2012. It was a birthday present from my parents at the time, and I just absolutely fell in love with this color. I always store the chain on the inside there. This is that perfect pinky nude color that I really love. And although I haven't really been using it, this year I really feel like, you know what? I'm gonna start wearing this bag because it almost has a little bit of a vintage look to it now because it is 8 years old. And this style I feel like is a little bit back now. It can actually be worn as a shorter shoulder bag like this. And just like the classic flaps, you can pull the strap like this, and you can actually wear it as a long shoulder strap bag or a crossbody bag as well. And it's just a very simple design with that CC stitching at the front. It's just quilted. It is in the caviar leather. And the inside is just very simple with a zipper pocket there and a fabric lining. And this at the time was like 2,700 Australian dollars. And you just cannot buy even the tiniest little Chanel bag for that sort of price anymore. So yeah, definitely a bag that I just love having in my collection. It means so much to me, and I'm definitely gonna start rocking this bag. Next up is this beautiful reissue bag in the off-white color with, again, pale gold hardware. How many times can I say pale gold hardware in this video? This is in the size 225, which is second to the smallest. So the reissue bags come in 4 different sizes. The mini, which is a 224, the 225, which is this size, which this size is slightly smaller than the classic medium flap. And then it comes in the 226 size, which is slightly smaller than the jumbo. And then it comes in the 227, which is more like the jumbo size in the classic flap line. I think that this is a really good size. It can still fit a bit, but then it is small enough to take out in the evening. I did a whole review on this bag on my channel before. It is in the distressed calf leather, so it does have the little wrinkling, which makes this bag a little bit more carefree. And it is otherwise pretty much the same as a classic flat bag. It's got that back pocket. It's in the chevron quilting pattern rather than diamond quilts. I just love how the chevron quilting makes the bag look a little bit more modern. It's just got the mademoiselle lock, and inside is exactly the same as a classic flap. So you've got the double flap, and I absolutely love the chain on the reissue bags. It is called the Beige chain. So instead of having the leather bits interwoven, it's just fully in metal, and it's got the most beautiful details. You can just see how beautiful and intricate this chain details are. The reissue bag I definitely feel like is a little bit of an acquired taste. I definitely didn't really love it at the beginning of my Chanel buying journey. I always wanted the classic flaps with the CC tone lock, but after a couple of years, I've really learned to appreciate the reissue style. And this is also the original style that Coco Chanel herself designed. I just love how subtle it is. It doesn't have large, loud logos anywhere. Only branding you can see is on the tone lock there. It's just got the Chanel engraving there, but other than that, it is a very understated bag. So I wanted the reissue bag for the longest time, but didn't really want the black one with the gold or the ruthenium hardware that you typically see. So when I saw this color combination, I absolutely fell in love with it, and yeah, it just had to come home with me. And then I've got the most classic bag of all times. This is my Beige Claire classic flap in the medium size in the caviar leather with gold hardware. Can you get more classic than this? I just love what a lady this bag is. It is just so elegant. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, this is not one of the most used bags in my collection. I probably only used this a few times the whole time I've had it in my collection, which is 4 years. I bought this back in 2016, and the price at the time was 6,000 something Australian dollars. And considering I had this bag almost 5 years now, I've only used it a handful of times, but every time I use it, I just feel like such a lady. And when you coordinate this bag well with your outfits, it just looks really stunning. And as you've already seen, I've got 3 pairs of Chanel shoes in my collection that perfectly match with this bag. So that definitely helps me incorporate this bag into my outfits whenever I feel like wearing this bag. And I'm sure you've seen this a million times, but it is just your classic flap bag with the CC turn lock. It's got the second flap on the inside, the zipper pocket up there, the middle large compartment with the lipstick pocket, 2 slip pockets and another pocket at the front, and then the back of it has that beautiful Mona Lisa back pocket as well. So it is definitely a beautifully constructed bag, and I'm just really glad to have a very classic bag in my collection. As you guys know, I sold a few Chanel bags at the beginning of this year, like I've mentioned at the beginning of the video. So if you want to know which bags I ended up selling, I'll leave that video on screen. And if you want to compare my current collection to my collection a couple of years ago, I'll leave my previous Chanel bag collection video on screen too. So that is my current collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys!